That is that moment of, please don't eat her. Please be nice.
One of the most daunting moments growing up is going on a first date. And for 8-year-old sisters Sen and Swan, meeting their first mate has an awful lot riding on it.
We have never bred Moellendorff rat snakes before. They are probably one of the more precious snakes in the collection. We raise them from an egg. So it's an exciting prospect to breed them. The Moellendorff is quite a beautiful species of rat snake from Asia. The most distinguishing feature is a stunning red head. So a bit like me.
Rat snakes are under threat due to habitat loss, as well as their skin being desired for bags and shoes. So the zoo has been searching for a breeding male for many years.
They're not very commonly kept, there weren't very many of them about, but luckily there was a Polish zoo that happened to have a male, all on his own. Hello, Jakob. He's massive, he's distinctly bigger than the females. He's bolshy and aggressive, a strong, big male. He's quite a confident male, so we want to see whether he can back up his confidence with successfully breeding with these two females. Maybe pick his favourite, or maybe both of them.
When Jakob arrived, the zoo put the trio into enforced hibernation in preparation for breeding.
The whole time that they're in this hibernation, they're not eating at all, nothing.
After 3 months, Jakob has emerged hungry.
Oh!
For more than just love.
There is some risk mixing snakes always. What would be the most perfect thing for another snake to eat is another long tube. There's no legs to get stuck. Most snakes are not all that picky. Most snakes will eat anything, including their own.
In the girl's habitat,
I might give it to your sister if you don't want it.
Swan isn't feeling peckish at all.
Like the equivalent of lying in bed and someone just waggling a hamburger in front of your face when you're trying to sleep. Just leave me alone. No, she's turned her back on it. Swan is looking a little bit lean and also much less active than Sen. Oh, she's taken it. Originally, I thought Jakob can have his pick of the sisters. Unfortunately, I think that Swan is not quite in the condition to breed with Jakob.
And Sen will now have to face the ravenous Jakob alone.
The absolute worst case scenario is my precious Sen, who I've reared from an egg, gets eaten by this male that we brought from Poland.
Today, young female Moellendorff rat snake Sen is meeting a male for the first time. But he could make a meal of her.
Jakob, it's time to meet your new wife in this arranged marriage. So hopefully you're going to be a gentleman to her. It's not that rare for cannibalism to occur in snakes. Most snakes will sometimes prey on other snakes. It just fits. So if a snake goes out in the dating scene, it might end up getting eaten. Good luck, Sen. He became active straight away. I think he moved from the one side to the other side in a matter of seconds. Starting to see some tongue flicking. Their most sensitive organ is the tongue. The more tongue flicking you see in a snake, the more interested or excited it is, because they smell with their tongues, not with their nose.
Snakes communicate through pheromones, as they have very poor hearing and eyesight. So this really is a blind date for Sen.
She probably will even be able to detect that it's a male snake. She's stimulated by him. When they met, that was that moment of, please don't eat her. Please be nice. And he never left her alone. Eventually, He did that one behaviour that I was really looking for, and that's just these little jerky movements. They start to get a little bit fidgety. Definitely stimulated by her. Oh yeah, is that her jerking back? They definitely mated, and I saw it, and we saw everything. Yeah, what a wonderful chance to see this, because this is like the secret world of snakes. You don't always get to see this sort of stuff. Anything goes in the Forbidden Garden.
It would take at least a month before Sen might show any sign of a potential pregnancy.
It's very much now a waiting game. You've got to be patient and just keep your fingers crossed, really, for her.
Since young rat snake Sen's first experience with a cold-blooded male,
Are you all right in there?
she's become withdrawn.
Sen is not feeding anymore. Snakes will always stop feeding when they're pregnant. When you're full of eggs, you don't quite want to push even more things into that body cavity. Well, she looks quite lean, actually, which is not what I was hoping for. I'm a little bit stumped, and it doesn't look necessarily like she's got eggs. What would really determine this is if we x-rayed her.
I think she's gravid.
Yay.
Look at this. You see?
Yes. I was thrilled to see that she had eggs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And we just kept counting them and counting them along the body.
6, 7, 8, and 9.
9.
You see?
We've never bred this species before. Really, really pleased for that. My first priority now, getting her back in the enclosure and settled.
Actually, there are 10 eggs, so
10?
I miscounted. Yeah.
It's like 101 Dalmatians, they just keep coming. So that's why she doesn't want to feed, because she's full of eggs, which is the best result I could have hoped for.
Moellendorff rat snake Jakob hasn't seen his mate Sen for the past 24 hours.
Let's hope that you're friendly enough.
Keeper Matt is hoping it's for a very good reason.
It was superb to see the eggs finally arrive. It's like gold, it's like seeing something special inside that little treasure box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
But something doesn't add up.
Yeah, definitely 7. The X-rays previously revealed there were 10 eggs inside her, so that would mean that she's still withholding 3. What's happened here then? Yeah, you're very swollen there at the base of the tail. Just right here. Some stuck eggs, that is. Those eggs are eventually going to decay and cause an infection. So we'd need the assistance of the vet team to remove those eggs.
So there's something where it's stuck here. See if we can aspirate the egg and pull it out.
Okay.
Just trying to avoid doing major surgery.
Sure. The only next course of action is to collapse the eggs, to remove them. It's a real shame because, of course, doing this process means that we lose those eggs.
Sen receives a local anaesthetic for the procedure.
Extracting the eggs could cause some sort of damage, so it's got to be done very gently, very delicately. The first thing to do is put a fine needle into an egg and extract the contents, and then we can pull out what's left of the egg.
So can you see the egg?
I can see the egg.
It's quite difficult watching Sen go through this. It could turn into a disaster.
And then we go out
Come out together.
together. And that is one.
Nice.
Okay, let's do more. Oh, patience, 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 patience. Okay, Ali.
Good girl.
Okay. Now we need to see if we can move the other. What's it? Just trying to make the egg float a little bit.
Does it feel stuck?
It feels very stuck. This is not moving anymore. So we have an egg here that doesn't want to come out.
The egg cannot stay there. It could cause some sort of problem that will go on to be fatal.
Really? Carry on. Oh, I see. Okay, nobody moves.
The clock is just ticking. It's long and it's slow and it's like, is she going to be okay?
I can grab it. A ver, move.
Oh, I can feel that going. Yeah.
Oh, well done, Ezra. Very good.
Oof.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, well done. Really pleased with how she's done. She's still lively, still looks nice.
And before she returns to the main habitat, her 7 surviving fertilised eggs need to be removed.
Eventually she'll abandon them. It's the snake's way. Her motherly duty's done. So we want to incubate the eggs ourselves. We have the best chance of success. They look good. Pearly white is what you want. It's exciting to think that within 80 to 90 days we might have little snakeheads poking out of the eggs and hatching. It is exciting times. Careful, careful, precious eggs.